There's a question we don't ask ourselves enough. Why do you do what you do? Not what you do, not how you do it, but why. Because the moment you understand your why, everything changes. Most people wake up every day, go through the motions, and wonder why they feel stuck, uninspired, exhausted. It's not because they aren't capable. It's not because they aren't smart or hardworking. It's because they don't have a clear reason driving them forward. They haven't connected their actions to something bigger than themselves. The most successful, fulfilled, and purpose-driven people in the world, whether in business, sports, art, or leadership, don't operate on luck or talent alone. They have something deeper. They have clarity. They know exactly why they wake up every morning, why they push through struggle, why they keep moving forward even when things get tough. When you find your why, it becomes the foundation of everything you do. It fuels your passion, strengthens your resilience, and inspires the people around you. It makes you unstoppable. So today, I challenge you. Stop chasing goals without direction. Stop settling for a life that doesn't ignite you. Instead, dig deep, find your why, because the moment you do, you won't just change what you do, you'll change who you are. And when that happens, you change everything. Fulfillment is not a luxury. It is not something reserved for the lucky few who stumble upon the right opportunity at the right time. It is the result of living with purpose, of knowing exactly why you do what you do. Without clarity of purpose, life becomes a series of random decisions, a collection of tasks that feel disconnected, and a routine that lacks meaning. You can work hard, achieve success, even gain recognition, but if you don't know why you're doing it, you will feel empty. The greatest mistake we make is assuming that external success will fill the void of internal uncertainty. It never does. The truth is, fulfillment is an inside job. It comes from aligning your actions with your deeper purpose, from knowing what truly drives you and making choices that reflect that. This is not about passion. Passion fades. Excitement wears off. Purpose, however, is something different. Purpose is what remains when the excitement is gone. It is the foundation that keeps you standing when challenges arise. It is the reason you keep going when things get tough. And it is the force that allows you to push past failure, rejection, and self-doubt. People often ask, how do I find my purpose? The answer is not out there. It's not in the next job, the next promotion, or the next big idea. Your purpose is something you uncover, not something you chase. It is rooted in who you are, in the things that have shaped you, in the moments that have moved you. It is in your story. When you take the time to reflect, to connect the dots of your past, you begin to see the patterns. You begin to notice the things that truly matter to you, the experiences that defined you, the values you cannot ignore. Your purpose is already there, you just have to recognize it. Once you have clarity, everything changes. You stop saying yes to things that don't align with your deeper mission. You stop wasting time on things that don't bring meaning. You start making decisions with confidence, not because they are easy, but because they are right. Clarity gives you direction. And with direction, you no longer drift through life hoping for fulfillment. You create it. The most successful and fulfilled people in the world are not the ones who simply worked hard. They are the ones who worked hard with purpose. They understood what truly mattered to them, and they built their lives around it. They did not let distractions or fear pull them away from their deeper mission. They remained focused, disciplined, and intentional, and that is the difference between a life of regret and a life of fulfillment. When you know why you do what you do, you don't need to search for motivation, it finds you. You don't wake up dreading your responsibilities, you embrace them because they serve a greater purpose. You don't let failures define you, you let them refine you. Because when you are living with purpose, even the struggles have meaning. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow, and every step forward, no matter how small, becomes a step towards something bigger than yourself. The world does not need more people chasing success. It needs more people living with purpose. It needs people who wake up every day with a clear sense of why they are here and what they are working toward, because when you live with purpose, you inspire others to do the same. You become the kind of person who doesn't just achieve great things, but who makes an impact, who leaves a legacy, who creates something that matters. Fulfillment is not found in reaching a destination. It is found in the journey of living with intention, in the daily pursuit of something meaningful. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop searching for external validation. Instead, take the time to understand yourself. Dig deep, find your why, and when you do, commit to living by it every single day, because a life with clarity of purpose is a life well lived. Your purpose isn't something you invent out of thin air. It's not something you randomly choose because it sounds impressive or because someone else told you it's the right path. Your purpose, your why, has been with you all along. It is rooted in your past, in your experiences, in the moments that have shaped you. Too often, people look forward, searching for meaning in the unknown, hoping that one day clarity will simply arrive. But if you truly want to understand your why, you have to look backward. You have to examine the experiences that moved you, the moments that defined you, the challenges that shaped you. Every person carries a story. That story is filled with victories and failures, joys and heartbreaks, struggles and lessons. And within that story lies the answer to one of life's most important questions. Why do you do what you do? Look at the moments in your life when you felt truly alive, when you felt connected to something greater than yourself. What were you doing? Who were you helping? What impact were you making? These are the clues to your why. Your purpose is not about what you do. It's about the effect you have on others. It's about the way you bring value, the way you contribute, the way you leave the world just a little better than you found it. Many people ignore their past because they associate it with pain, failure, or struggle. But purpose isn't just found in the good times. Some of the most meaningful whys are born from hardship. Some of the greatest missions come from the most difficult experiences. The people who make the biggest impact in the world are often those who turn their greatest pain into their greatest strength. They took what broke them and used it to build something meaningful. They didn't let the past define them, they let it refine them. When you embrace your past instead of running from it, you gain clarity. You stop seeing your struggles as setbacks and start seeing them as stepping. You realize that every moment, every challenge, every lesson was leading you to this point. You weren't just going through difficulties for no reason. You were being shaped, prepared, strengthened. Your past gave you insight. It gave you perspective. It gave you a deep understanding of what truly matters to you. Once you recognize this, everything changes. You stop making choices based on pressure, expectations, or fear. Instead, you start making choices that align with your deeper purpose. You start saying yes to the things that truly matter and no to the things that don't. You start living intentionally. And when you live with intention, you don't need to search for motivation. It comes naturally, because when you know your why, you don't need someone to push you forward. Your purpose pulls you forward. The world doesn't need more people wandering aimlessly, hoping to find meaning in random places. It needs people who know their why and live by it every single day. It needs people who turn their experiences into fuel, who take their struggles and use them to uplift others, who refuse to let their past be an excuse, but instead make it their greatest source of strength. That is how you find fulfillment, not by chasing something outside of yourself, but by embracing what has already been inside you all along. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like a spark, igniting excitement for a brief moment before fading away. We chase motivation, hoping it will push us forward. But the truth is, motivation alone is not enough. It's inconsistent, unreliable, and dependent on external factors. One day you feel unstoppable, the next you feel drained. If you rely on motivation alone, you will always be at the mercy of your emotions, circumstances, and the energy around you. But inspiration, that's something different. Inspiration is not a spark. It's a fire that burns deep within. It doesn't rely on external sources. It comes from a place of purpose, a place of meaning. When you are inspired, you don't need someone to push you, because something greater is pulling you forward. Inspiration lasts because it's rooted in something deeper than excitement. It's rooted in a cause, in a vision, in a sense of contribution. When you are inspired, you don't work just for rewards, success, or validation. You work because you believe in something bigger than yourself. You don't quit when it gets hard because you're not just chasing a feeling, you're living with purpose. Inspiration turns effort into passion, obstacles into challenges, and failure into learning. It's the fuel that keeps you moving when motivation runs out. People often ask how to stay motivated. The real question is, what inspires you? What drives you beyond personal gain? What cause, what mission, what purpose is so meaningful to you that giving up is not an option? When you answer that, you won't need to wake up every day looking for motivation, because your purpose will wake you up instead. Inspiration isn't about pushing through for yourself. It's about lifting others, creating impact, and making a difference. It's about becoming part of something bigger than your own ambitions. The greatest leaders, the most impactful individuals, the ones who truly change the world, these are not the people who are simply motivated. These are the people who are inspired. They don't just chase goals, they pursue missions. They don't just look for success, they seek significance. They don't measure their work by what they get, but by what they give. And because of that, they don't burn out, they don't quit, and they don't settle. They keep going because their inspiration is stronger than any obstacle in their path. If you want to create lasting change in your life, don't just look for motivation, look for inspiration. Find what moves you, what drives you, what connects to your deeper purpose. Let that be the force that carries you forward, because when you are inspired, nothing can stop you.
Your purpose is not just about you. It never was. The greatest and most fulfilling whys in life are not rooted in personal gain, achievement, or recognition. They are built on something much deeper: service to others. When you focus only on yourself, your energy is limited. Your drive fades the moment challenges arise. But when your why is about lifting others, helping them grow, contributing to something bigger than yourself, your motivation becomes unshakable. The most powerful leaders, the ones who inspire real change, are not the ones who chase personal success. They are the ones who wake up every day committed to making an impact. They push through failure, endure setbacks, and keep moving forward because their mission is bigger than their discomfort. They don't lead for applause. They lead because they know their work matters to someone else. If your goal is to accumulate wealth, status, or comfort, you may achieve success, but you will always feel something is missing. That's because fulfillment doesn't come from what you get, it comes from what you give. True purpose is about using your talents, skills, and experiences to contribute. It's about becoming the kind of person who makes a difference, no matter how big or small. There will be days when you feel tired, when the work feels endless, when progress seems slow. But if your why is tied to serving others, you will always find the strength to keep going. Because this is not about you, it's about the people who need you, the lives you can touch, the difference you can make. And when you realize that, quitting is no longer an option. The world doesn't need more people chasing success for themselves. It needs people who wake up every day determined to make things better for others. It needs people who use their gifts not just for personal gain, but to serve, to uplift, to inspire. That is where real meaning is found. That is how you create a legacy that lasts. Living with purpose is not easy. It demands courage. It demands consistency. It requires standing up for what you believe in, even when the world tells you to sit down. It means showing up every single day, not just when it's convenient, not just when you feel motivated, but when it's hard, when no one is watching, when doubt creeps in and whispers that you should quit. Finding your why is just the beginning. Living it is where the real challenge begins. It's easy to have a great idea, to dream of a better future, to talk about the person you want to become. But without the discipline to act on it every day, it remains just that, a dream. The people who change the world, the ones who truly inspire us, are not necessarily the most talented or the most gifted. They are the ones who refuse to give up. They are the ones who commit to their why, even when everything around them tells them to stop. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward in spite of it. Living your why means facing rejection, criticism, and failure, and still choosing to keep going. It means stepping outside your comfort zone again and again, knowing that real growth only happens when you push yourself beyond what is familiar. It means accepting that the road ahead will not be straight or easy, but walking it anyway, because what lies at the end is worth it. Consistency is the bridge between finding your why and making it a reality. You don't become great overnight. You don't build a legacy in a week. It is the small, disciplined actions repeated day after day that create something meaningful. The greatest leaders, the strongest visionaries, and the most impactful individuals didn't achieve their success in a single moment. They did it through years of showing up, refining their craft, and staying committed to their purpose. Your why is your compass, but you are the one who has to take the steps. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, every time you keep going when it would be easier to quit, you are proving to yourself and to the world that you are serious about what you stand for. Because if you're not willing to fight for it, then why should anyone else believe in it? You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take the next step, and then the next one, and then the next one. One act of courage at a time. One day of consistency at a time. That is how you live your why. That is how you build something that lasts. That is how you change your life.